Jesus said, "Let the children come to me, and forbid them not, for to such belongs the kingdom of heaven." From the time of Martin Luther, the Christian education of children has been one of the top priorities of the Church. One result of the Lutheran Reformation was the universal education of children, formerly reserved only for those who could afford it. Both the Wisconsin Synod and the Missouri Synod have continued this emphasis to this day, with parochial schools and with a wide variety of ministries which cherish and nurture the children. In 1893, Frieden's Lutheran Church began a parochial school with Pastor Kaler serving as the teacher. A small schoolhouse was built in 1899, right about where the education office stands today. Mr. Oscar Albrecht was called to teach in 1918, but the school was discontinued a year later. The German language Sunday school was organized in 1905, and English was added in 1921 as an outreach to the community. German was discontinued in 1926. Our focus on children's ministries is expressed in our church window from 1927, showing Jesus and the children. He says, "Let the children come to me." The Sunday school grew dramatically in the 1930s and 40s. It became apparent that a staff member was needed to focus directly on this vital ministry. The first director of education and music was Mr. A.R. Behrens, who served peace from 1948 to 52. The classes were held in the church, in the school building, and in a neighboring house where our Little Lambs Outreach Center stands today. When Peace was about 60 years old, the large Sunday school program really needed much more space, and on April 4th of 1954, the education building was dedicated. During this time, Vacation Bible School began as a regular feature of our education program. It was a 2-week, all-day program. Also, the Hutchinson Public Schools acknowledged the need for religious education of children, and the Release Time program was established, whereby public school students are released from classes for a set period each week to go to their churches for religious instruction. These programs continue to this day. In 1955, the role of Director of Education and Music was filled by a deaconess. The first one was Julia Hennig from 1955 to 56, and then Gloria Youngeman from 1956 to 58. In 1957, 20 families were interested in reestablishing a parochial school. They were granted a peaceful release, and Our Savior's Lutheran Church was founded as a daughter congregation of peace with a school. In 1959, Jesse By was hired as the Director of Education and Music. In 1962, Gerald Raby was called to serve as the Director of Education until 1965. After that, the education program was led by a dedicated layman for a few years until Cindy Schlegelmilch was hired as the Director of Education, Music, and Youth from 1973 to 75. In 1975, Paul Berg was called as the Director of Education and Youth. Children's ministry expanded once again with the addition of Little Lambs Christian Preschool in 1983 with director and teacher Debbie Coughlin. When Paul Berg left in 1985, Sandra Hall took over the children's ministries as a part-time staff member until Paul returned in 1990. Sandra worked again as the part-time children's ministries director from 2000 to 2009. The 21st century has brought a continued expansion of children's ministries. In 2009, Sandy Capart took over as the Director of Children's Ministry. With her alter ego as Maisie the Clown, she has developed a special relationship with Bless India Orphanage and School. Peace also helps lead special children's programs for children of our community during the late start days of the Hutchinson schools. In 2011, children's ministries were expanded again with the addition of a new building for Little Lambs Christian Center, directed by Laura Wendland. This ministry includes a daycare program. In 2014, Risa Janicki was added to the staff to assist Sandy Kephart with early childhood Sunday school, and today Lisa Kirchhoff fills that role. Today, there is a continued emphasis on reaching children in our community with the love and saving grace of Jesus through Sunday school, release time, elementary youth programs on Wednesdays after school, the 2-hour late start programs, and 2 vacation Bible school programs. In addition to dedicated staff members, Peace has been blessed with hundreds of volunteer teachers in Sunday school and all of our other children's ministry programs. We've also been blessed with a wonderful location only a block away from Park Elementary School. May God continue to bless the children of our church and our community through our children's ministries of Peace Lutheran Church.